Hey there. Now I know you might be persuaded and you might feel like you want to scroll away, scroll past, maybe you feel like you want to do something better, more fun. That's completely fine. I see that and I see you. I'm a youth and I definitely know that. But if you are seeing this, I believe that there's a greater meaning. There's a greater meaning for you stumbling upon this video with some random teenager just saying some stuff. And well, it's because I want to cover something that a lot of youth, a lot of my friends, and I've seen from even myself, my past self, the dead version of me, something that I used to struggle with and I didn't realize. And it was something that's very, like, now I definitely see it as noticeable, but before I didn't actually see it. And it's called idolatry. Now, what is idolatry in the Bible? Well, for all of you who are just now starting your journey with Christ, I may not know what it is. Well, I'd like to inform you. And idolatry in the Bible, Jesus considers it as when you idolize something and see that thing as your comfort, your love, your source of it, instead of just something on the side, right? And those things can be some of the distractions that we have today, like video games, movies, drugs, sexual like content, whatever. Um, and so I want to sort of clarify that this is not meant to make anybody, right, anybody feel bad. Not for you to be put down in the dirt, because all of us struggle with this. I know, all of us struggle with like distractions. A lot of us struggle with getting rid of that one thing that may be drawing us closer to, you know, the fiery hellhole instead of God. And so, I know it may be difficult to realize what that thing is and what it is that I am idolizing. Because I didn't really realize it, because I just thought, before saying I love God, God's my everything, for my family, for my, like, anything. But you have to put those things into practice. God literally tells us that if we don't put his teaching into practice, we're like the guy who stupidly put his house with no foundation. But we put it in practice. We're like the guy, the actual smart guy, the wise guy, who put his house on good foundation, you know? And so I want to say that God tells us in Matthew 6, verse 24, no one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Now, this is very good for many people. And even I, when I heard it, I was like, man. And it hit me hard, kind of, you know? And it's also kind of crazy how Jesus, like, puts it. And it's because, again, the person writing this, Matthew, if not many of you know, which understandable, but if you don't, it's a great story, because Matthew was before a tax collector, one who felt like he needed to be protected by, like, Roman guards, and he loved both having riches, and he was comfortable with that. But when he found Jesus, when he was introduced to Jesus, he felt like there's a bigger meaning, like there was something better that I did not. That he was like, I do not have to, like, rely on my money to protect me. I do not need these Roman guards to protect me. No, I need God. I need Jesus. And I feel like that was me. I was like, oh, playing these games. I'm getting such a high level. I'm getting so good at them, but I felt still empty, right? And that's what happens when we finally realize that those things aren't enough. Then we start getting depressed. Then we start getting sad. We start seeing our lives as pointless. No, because even though you may idolize something, God still forgives us. God still forgives me and you. And so to help anyone who is, been casted astray, who's the lost sheep that God is trying to get back. I believe that He put this so then I can maybe guide you back to Him. And even if I don't, I just pray that you at least take something back from this video. And so the first thing I want to say is that to identify what you are idolizing more than God. So I encourage you to go throughout your day, and if you feel like God has been talking to you, like you need to make changes, like you need to read the Bible more, then do it. You need to go to church more, do it. You need to pray more, do it. But look at what you're doing in your day, right? Besides those changes, how long and how much time and how much focus are you putting on something like a distraction, like a video game, movie, or movies, and then see how much attention and focus and time you're given to, well, God. And when I finally realized it, I was putting in like the most, like 2-3 hours total. And I was like, what? And now, sometimes I wasn't even putting God in my morning. I wasn't even including Him in my morning. I was putting Him in the sidelines. Like, I was benching Him, basically. Like, that was terrible to think of, right? And, man, that's another thing. Spending your time with God, and that it being the first thing, really changes. And I've learned from many other Christian content creators to help young men and women just find their faith and grow it. And so I want to share that love, share that knowledge that God has bestowed upon me, and say, what you seek first is how your day will go. Now, Matthew 6, verse 33, I believe. Yes, it says this. But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Now, Jesus is telling the people that whatever you go to first, whatever you go to as your safety, as your love, as your source of peace, joy, whatever it is that you're seeking, if you seek it in a distraction like a video game or an addiction, then what you're going to get out of it, you're not going to get much out of it. When you go to God, you feel full, but also you feel aware. You feel aware of the things that you could be doing. It will change your mindset. It will change your tone. It will change your heart. How you approach others, how you encourage others, how you talk to others, family, friends, strangers even. And man, that's something that I've learned. And I feel like it's invaluable. Because when we seek God first, when we look at God and say, God, I know I have a lot of funner things to do, but I'm going to focus on you and give you my time first. That, my friends, is what God's looking for. That's what God wants. That's what it's all about, right? And when you start your day off with God, it becomes so much better, so much loving, more mindful, maybe even wiser. And I feel like I really want to say all these things I mentioned have really helped me and helped a bunch of people. I have friends who've also started doing this, who've, put God in their morning first instead of their distractions. I know a bunch of you who are seeing this maybe are maybe struggling with the same thing. So I encourage you, even if you don't care about my story, I hope you care mostly about what God says, because His word is the most important. So take this as a message, that to review what you've been doing most in your free time, or whatever time you have. Maybe it's during class, maybe when you have free time at home, again during class, after work, while you're going somewhere. What are you doing in your time? What are you doing? Are you going to God, or are you going to distractions? Second of all, what are you doing in your morning? Are you starting your day off with prayer and Bible reading, or something else? I know it can be hard. I know it can be hard to start off your day with those things. Even though going to the things of simple satisfaction, easy satisfaction is very easy and very common, you know. But man, I just encourage you, whoever is seeing this, whoever is, whoever God is trying to speak to, I pray that this is helpful. And I pray, I really hope that you start to take idolization more seriously, and also try to help others. Spread the word, spread the love, you know. And, well, I hope you have a blessed day. God bless.